It wasn't about the rookies. It was about all the talent in the league.
So because she surpassed that. Now that she's surpassed dominating all the rookies, she's chasing Asia now.
Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlyn Clark? I mean, which one is it? Which one is it?
What if I told you that one of the best players in women's basketball suddenly turned into the sport's most disliked character? It's difficult to believe, isn't it? But Sheryl Swoopes witnessed exactly what she did. Why did Stephen Curry respond with such rage to Sheryl Swoopes for her startling remarks regarding Caitlyn Clark? How is it possible for a WNBA legend to be at odds with one of the biggest names in basketball? And why did Curry feel that the time had come to publicly humiliate Swoop and all of his haters? When the best shooter in NBA history entered the fight, the disagreement quickly grew into a grand show. The man notorious for making impossible shots fall, Steph Curry, just took a shot at Swoop, and it fell hard. However, why? How did things get so out of hand that Curry, a world-famous celebrity, felt compelled to publicly support Clark and confront the trolls who were attempting to undermine her? Hold up, was Swoopes just taken off surprise by Clark's quick rising, or was there anything more evil at play? Is this rivalry only about basketball, or is it bringing to light more serious problems like power dynamic, envy, and legacy in women's sport? Are the WNBA and its players prepared to confront the unpleasant facts that lie under the surface? Or are we seeing the collapse of a legend who just couldn't withstand the fire of the following generation? Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Wait till you see what Stephen Curry did next, because it was far from done and rocked the basketball world. Let's get into it. The WNBA star Swoopes was taken aback by the firestorm that erupted after she made her remarks. As a shrewd shooter, Curry reminded her and the other critics that the game is more important than any one person's ego. Legends like Swoopes voicing their opinions is one thing, but Curry was not going to remain mute when their opinions crossed the line into bitterness and envy. In addition to defending Caitlyn Clark, Steph Curry also made her into a future icon by exposing the haters who were too consumed by their own fears to see her brilliance. Swoopes chose to add fuel to the fire after Caitlyn Clark shattered her scoring record in the NCAA tournament rather than passing the torch.
Caitlyn should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Her response? Clark only broke the record under having played one more game. However, it was only the start of a conflict that would rock the world of women's basketball. However, Swoopes spoke again, and what she said next would alter the course of events. At that point, Swoopes was more than just a legend. She was a villain in her own tale. How did one of the best players of all time come to get such harsh criticism? Let's explore the specific moment when Swoopes' effort to take down Clark went horribly wrong. Not only did Clark disprove Swoopes, but she also exceeded all expectations. She not only led the league in assists, but also in her first season broke the record for the most assists in a single season in the WNBA. That would be like turning up on the first day at a Michelin-starred kitchen and surpassing Gordon Ramsay. However, Swoopes wasn't done yet. Whenever Clark accomplished something extraordinary, Swoopes always appeared to have a remark ready to minimize her accomplishments. As fans noticed a pattern, everyone was wondering why Sheryl Swoopes was so obsessed with destroying Clark. Was it jealousy? A fear of being overshadowed? Whatever it was, supporters weren't having it. Fans of Clark took to social media to express their support, asking why Swoopes, who had been such an inspiration to so many, seemed to be attempting to dim the light of a rising star. The crazy thing is that Clark's momentum was only increased by Swoopes' criticism. Every criticism served to strengthen the fan base for the up-and-coming star. It seemed as though Swoopes was unknowingly leading Clark's most effective public relations effort. Clark just continued doing what she does best, dominating. While Swoopes' reputation took a knock, Clark never retaliated and avoided the controversy. She gave her game the freedom to speak for itself, and it did so more persuasively than Swoopes could. Was Swoopes attempting to preserve her legacy in a game that was changing more quickly than she could have imagined, or was this all just a big misunderstanding? A major game changer joined the battle just when you thought that Caitlyn Clark versus Sheryl Swoopes drama couldn't get any wilder. How did one of the greatest names in the NBA turn this WNBA situation around? You won't believe it, but a great player for the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry, immediately got into the middle of the dispute. And what role did he play? Everything was altered by it. Curry, renowned for his jaw-dropping three-pointers, took a shot, this time not at the hoop, but at guarding Caitlyn Clark. This is where things really start to get interesting. Curry didn't merely compliment Clark in passing. No, he was completely committed. He referred to her accomplishments as special and pointed the finger squarely at the haters and trolls who were out to destroy her.
When she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair, like, she's a performer. It's crazy.
It was like a surprising ally arriving midway through an outraged battle. Imagine the following scenario. Swoops had been criticizing Clark left and right, but then, bam. Hold on, look what Caitlyn's doing, interrupts Curry. Now that's a storyline twist. Curry's remarks had more impact than a buzzer beater. Curry was praising Clark's accomplishments like he had just made the game-winning shot, while Swoops was busy minimizing them. They appeared to be watching two very different players. The shocking thing is that Curry's backing turned the tables on Swoops in addition to improving Clark's reputation. Fans were now challenging Swoops' ability to perceive what an elite NBA player could see, rather than merely disagreeing with her. People pay attention when someone like Steph Curry speaks up. His message was quite clear. There is no denying Caitlyn Clark's skill. However, it didn't end there. Curry's remarks went viral on social media and beyond the realm of sports. WNBA fans who had never given the sport any thought suddenly turned in to see what the excitement was all about, and Caitlyn Clark did not disappoint. Believe me, it seems as though Curry's support provided her a boost in confidence. Game after game, she continued to shatter records and disprove Swoops. Furthermore, Swoops' reputation was collapsing quicker than a missed basket, while Clark's star continued to grow. Here's the unexpected turn of events. Not only did Swoops' constant criticism harm Clark, but it also had the worst possible effect on her. Fans started to wonder, why is a legend like Swoops so focused on tearing down a rising star? It was ridiculous. Steph and Curry's support elevated Clark, while further sinking Swoops' credibility, one critic even stated. And it's absolutely true. Curry's statements, they served as the last straw that destroyed Swoops' reputation. The crucial question remains, should we start referring to Clark as Steph Curry's female version, or Curry as Caitlyn Clark's male version? Which one is it? Here's where things went wrong for Swoops though. When the dust cleared, the consequences of her choosing the wrong conflict were immense. How can a legend become a zero in such a short time? Not only was Swoops criticized, but she was also benched in the broadcast booth, not on the court. That's correct. The legendary WNBA player was removed from calling Caitlyn Clark games. What a career-ending technical foul. It became disastrous just when you believed it couldn't get much worse. When Clark's name was mentioned in one broadcast, Swoops was utterly quiet. Fans took notice, and they were upset. Before you knew it, rumors were circulating like wildfire. People started to wonder whether Swoops had lost her mind. Rumors even circulated that she had gone on a drinking binge after Clark shattered her record. Even though we're unsure whether that's true, it shows how quickly things got out of hand. Swoops, once a basketball hero, has become the buzz of the town for all the wrong reasons. It appears that she has forgotten the most crucial sports rule of all: play kind. She tried to stop the next generation's chance at greatness rather than encouraging them, and it failed horribly. Think about this. Sheryl Swoops was formerly the queen of women's basketball, winning 3 WNBA MVP awards and gold medals at the Olympics. However, right now, rather than her distinguished career, people are more likely to remember her for this conflict with Caitlyn Clark. It's like witnessing a championship trophy tarnished right before your eyes. The fans were not pleased. People asked why Swoops couldn't just be glad for Clark's success on social media, and the question went viral. Did she lose sight of the fact that records are meant to be broken in sports? That's how the game is supposed to run, with new players constantly emerging. Rather than handing the torch, however, Swoops attempted to dim Clark's sparkle, and what do you know? It backfired. The weird thing is that Clark continued to play her game and kept her head down through all of this. She was making waves in the game, captivating spectators and completely altering the perception of women's basketball. Clark was the main reason they appeared to have been playing together for years. Clark exceeded everyone's expectations when she went from being a collegiate great to a rookie superstar. Meanwhile, Swoops, let's just say she was not exactly winning any popularity contests. The speed at which events in the sports world can shift is incredible. You can be the protagonist of your own story's villain one moment and the hero the next. Swoops had to learn this lesson the hard way. The shocking thing is that this whole situation not only hurt Swoops' reputation, but also raised a more important issue. How should teenage athletes be treated? Is it okay to criticize legends, or should they inspire the next generation? Hold on, we could be missing the real importance of this situation since we've been absorbed in the drama and record-shattering performances. Caitlyn Clark is shaking up the league as a whole, not just the game. Some people love it, but others, not so much. The truth is, Clark's popularity has brought in a ton of fans. She was the reason why sales of Indiana Fever jerseys increased 225%. That is insane. She seems to have the Midas touch. Furthermore, her games average over 1 million spectators. So it's not just about the merchandise. It's huge for the WNBA. She's single-handedly boosting the league. Now put yourself in Sheryl Swoopes' shoes. For years, you have represented women's basketball. Then all of a sudden, instead of you, everyone is talking about this new kid who just showed up. That must hurt, right? But here's the thing. Jealousy isn't the only factor. There's much more going on beneath the surface. Not only is Clark changing how people view women's basketball, but she's also changing changing who watches it? Can everyone adapt to the change? That's the real question. Or are we about to witness an even bigger off-court conflict than we ever imagined? This isn't just about Clark being amazing or Swoopes being crucial. It's about an entire league coming to terms with this new energy. Is the WNBA ready for this type of chaos? It feels like the whole league is at a crossroads, and no one's exactly sure which way to go. But here's something important. Change isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be thrilling as well as scary. Maybe Clark's success is just what the WNBA needs to push the league forward. You know what's really crazy? Uplifting young players like Caitlyn Clark benefits the entire sport, not just one person. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to stay in the loop on all the latest WNBA drama.